Happy Monday. I'm sure you're tired. I'm tired at the end of the day, so let's get right into it. This is Unit 5, Podcast 5, the Judicial Branch. We're going to start off talking about our parallel court system. We're going to start off talking about courts in the state of Virginia. If you are in the court system, the lowest level court you would go to is the General District Court. In a General District Court, there's a judge. They have original jurisdiction of misdemeanors. Sorry, something in my eye. Original jurisdiction means the first court to hear a case. So if you commit a small crime, speeding tickets can go to court. If you are arrested for stealing less than, I believe, $100 worth of merchandise, you go to General District Court. We also hear civil cases of less than $4,500 in General District Court. This, of course, is when you are suing someone because you believe they did not perform a service that you paid them for. And Juvenile and Domestic Relations Court is also under General District Court. We're talking about when we're talking about domestic relations, that's usually dealing with divorce. It can also be dealing with adoption. Juvenile court is if you are a minor and under 18, you commit a crime. Though if the crime you commit is serious enough as a minor, you can be tried in adult court. Next up, we have circuit court. In circuit court, we have a judge and jury. They have original jurisdiction for criminal cases and for civil cases over $4,500, and they have what is called appellate jurisdiction. If you are convicted, you may appeal the outcome of your case. That doesn't mean you're always going to win the case, or even that the court above will hear the case, but you have the right to appeal it. So if you are in General District Court, you've been convicted, found guilty, and you feel that something was wrong with the trial or the judge was crooked or whatever, you can appeal it up to the circuit court, and they can decide whether or not they want to hear that case. So that's circuit court. If you commit a felony, it goes to circuit court. Next, we have the Virginia Court of Appeals. In the Virginia Court of Appeals, there's a judge, there's judges, there is no jury. And all they have is appellate jurisdiction. So they would hear appeals from the circuit court. They do not have original jurisdiction. No court cases start in the Virginia Court of Appeals. So they can decide whether or not to hear the cases from the lower level court. And then the final court we have in Virginia is the Virginia Supreme Court. Again, these are justices, there's no jury. They are the court of final appeal, meaning once they make a decision, it cannot be appealed. And they have very limited original jurisdiction. Very few cases actually start in the Virginia Supreme Court. So that is our state court system. Let's slide the page over here, and let's scroll up. And this is the United States court or the federal court system. This is if you commit a federal crime, counterfeiting, kidnapping, robbing a bank. First court is the U.S. District Court. This is a judge and jury, and they have original jurisdiction. Next court up is the United States Court of Appeals. There's judges, no jury, and they have appellate jurisdiction. No cases start in the United States Court of Appeals. They only hear appeals from the lower federal district court. And then at the top, we have the U.S. Supreme Court. Again, there's 9 justices, no jury. They have appellate, and they have very limited original jurisdiction. The jurisdiction original is limited to like cases between states. They only hear about between 5 and 10% of the cases that are appealed to them every year. Okay, I'm going to pause for 1 second. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm back. Now we're going to talk about court procedures in a criminal court case. This is if you break the law. Hopefully none of you ever break the law. If you are accused of a crime, you may be arrested if the police have probable cause. If they've investigated, they have evidence or people or witnesses saying that you've done the crime, they can arrest you. If they see you commit the crime, they can arrest you. Those are examples of probable cause. After that, you're sent to jail or you're freed on bail, and then the case proceeds to what's called an arraignment. Probable cause is reviewed, and you may have a lawyer appointed for you at that time, and you enter a plea. If you feel they have enough evidence against you, and if you feel that the case is going to go forward, and you're going to be found guilty, you can plead guilty, or you can plead innocent, and then the case, plead not guilty. Don't confuse innocent and not guilty. You can plead not guilty, and then the case proceeds to a trial, where you hear witnesses come forward, they're questioned by lawyers, and either a judge or a jury makes a decision. And then, if you're found not guilty, that's it. You can't be tried again. Remember, double jeopardy. Or if you're found guilty, you may appeal to the Court of Appeals. Or if it's a capital case, meaning you've been, it's a death penalty case, you can, it'll be appealed directly to the state Supreme Court. Okay, so I'm going to pause again here, so give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to talk about civil cases now. 3 steps in a civil case. You file a complaint against the defendant to recover damages or receive compensation, usually money. The big word you usually hear with civil cases is when people say, I'm going to sue you. Okay? A judge or a jury may decide the case to spend, depending on how much money is we're talking about. And the case may, again, it can be appealed. You can appeal a civil case if you feel what happened to you. If you're found guilty and you have to pay money and you feel that it was an incorrect ruling by the judge or jury. Okay, I have one more, so give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about today is judicial review. This says that the Supreme Courts of Virginia in the United States can decide if laws and acts are constitutional. Judicial review is not mentioned in the Constitution. However, it was established in 1803 by a Supreme Court case named Marbury v. Madison. And basically what it means is that the U.S. Constitution is the supreme law of the land. The Supreme Court decides whether or not laws follow the Constitution, and any state or local law may not go against the Constitution. This really established the judicial branch as a equal third branch of the executive and of the legislative branch. All right, that's about 7, almost 8 minutes, longest podcast I think we've had this year. I hope you enjoyed it. And what can I leave you? Oh, here's my exciting news. I got new glasses a couple weeks ago, and I think one person's noticed. So hopefully you watch the end of the podcast, and then you mention to me tomorrow in the hallway or when you come into class. I want you to mention to me how great my new glasses look on me. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.